Yiddish in Paris then?
In Paris, of course.
Can you describe the Yiddish scene there?
Oh, that was a revelation for me. Paris. Paris is amazing. Well, I think it seems to me obvious, but I could state the obvious. I mean, there's the Medem library, the Maison de la Culture Yiddish, Medem Bibliothèque, directed by Hever-Chybowski and Gilles Rosier, who is the Mecca of Yiddish, for me at least. I haven't been to the great centers of Yiddish in the United States, so I don't know. But here in Europe, it's certainly the biggest Yiddish library, and each the center provides, 15 courses for different levels. There's also another center from which this center has splitted, as always, which also provides, 10, 12 courses. So there's really a lot of places where you can learn Yiddish in Paris. I met Yiddishists for the first time, people who speak with one another in Yiddish for fun, for intellectual interests, many of them, of the young ones. Actually, the overwhelming majority of the young ones were not Jewish or Jews. Yeah, they were fascinated by Yiddish. They were completely absorbed in Yiddish, but they weren't Jews, and they didn't think of converting to Judaism. We had a translation group in Yiddish, completely in Yiddish, where we read Latin and translated it to Yiddish and spoke Yiddish to one another. 8 people, also with a Rebbe, with Hever-Chybowski, and me and Yitzchok, we were the Jews, and the rest, 7 other people, were non-Jews. And there in Paris, I had my first Passover, where I found out that I'm the only Jew. We read Yiddish and Hebrew Haggadah, and then I thought that I asked them for directions, because I know nothing about Passover, as if, right? This is what I thought, that I know nothing about it because my family is completely secular, of course. But then they all look at me and they say, "We never had Passover. You should explain us," right? And then I understood that no one of them is Jewish. But this is not this is the minority. The majority of students there are Jews, but they're much older, which is also great, because you can speak with people who speak a bit of Yiddish from home. They forgot it, they learned half of it. It's fascinating for me. And it was fascinating for me being there. There in Paris, I finally saw this community of people who live around the language, who understand, have a feeling of identity that is based on language, that is based on learning the language and its literature and speaking it. And I felt this is what I need. This sense of community that is not big. I think it's great. That it's not a solution for millions. It is a solution for very small people that can, through the language, find a common ground. This is something amazing, mind-blowing for me.